Robert Saleh, Jeff Hafley hires share a concerning detail with the Browns head coach search. The NFL coaching carousel is once again spinning at full speed, and as teams rush to fill vacancies with fresh leadership, certain patterns are beginning to emerge. Among the most discussed moves this cycle are the hirings of Robert Saleh and Jeff Hafley, two respected defensive minds whose career paths and recent opportunities reveal a troubling detail, one that directly reflects the ongoing uncertainty surrounding the Cleveland Browns head coach search. While both Saleh and Hafley have impressive resumes and strong reputations, the circumstances of their hirings highlight a deeper league-wide issue: organizational instability, misaligned priorities, and the growing divide between defensive identity and modern offensive success. For the Browns, a franchise still searching for consistent leadership and postseason relevance, these hires serve less as inspiration and more as a warning sign. Robert Saleh's return. A familiar name, familiar questions. Robert Saleh's re-emergence in the coaching conversation has been one of the most intriguing storylines of this hiring cycle. After serving as the head coach of the New York Jets, Saleh's tenure was marked by strong defensive development but persistent offensive failures. Despite building one of the league's most aggressive and talented defenses, the Jets struggled mightily on offense, largely due to instability at quarterback and questionable staff decisions. Saleh's hiring, whether as a coordinator or a top defensive authority, signals that NFL teams still place enormous value on defensive culture builders, even when recent results are mixed. This trend is especially relevant to Cleveland, a team that has long leaned on defense while failing to establish sustained offensive identity. The concerning detail: teams continue to recycle defensive-minded leaders without fully addressing offensive innovation, and the Browns appear poised to follow that same path. Jeff Hafley's NFL opportunity and its implications. Jeff Hafley's move back into the NFL after his collegiate tenure at Boston College also raises eyebrows. Hafley is widely respected as a defensive backs specialist and motivator, with prior NFL experience that includes time with the San Francisco 49ers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, Hafley's college head coaching stint produced mixed results. While his defenses were disciplined and technically sound, overall team success was inconsistent. Still, NFL teams remain eager to bring him back into the fold, another example of how defensive pedigree often outweighs head coaching track record. For the Browns, who are evaluating candidates with similar profiles, Hafley's hire underscores a troubling reality: teams may be prioritizing comfort and familiarity over bold, forward-thinking leadership. The Browns' coaching search. Déjà vu all over again. Cleveland's coaching history over the past 2 decades is defined by turnover. From Hugh Jackson to Freddie Kitchens to Kevin Stefanski, the Browns have repeatedly reset their vision, often without addressing the underlying structural issues within the organization. As the franchise explores its next move, whether retaining Stefanski long-term or preparing for a potential transition, the hires of Saleh and Hafley illuminate a critical flaw in Cleveland's process: a lack of clarity about what kind of team the Browns truly want to be. Are they a defensive powerhouse built to grind out low-scoring wins? Or an offensively dynamic team capable of competing in a quarterback-driven AFC? The Browns' hesitation mirrors the same uncertainty that followed Saleh in New York and Hafley in college. Defensive coaches in an offensive league. One of the most concerning shared details between these hires and the Browns' search is the league's continued struggle to reconcile defensive leadership with modern offensive demands. The NFL is no longer a league where defense alone can carry a team. Rule changes, quarterback development, and analytics-driven decision-making have shifted the balance dramatically toward offense. Yet franchises like Cleveland continue to flirt with defensive-first philosophies, often at the expense of creativity and adaptability. Robert Saleh's Jets ranked highly in defensive metrics but consistently finished near the bottom offensively. Jeff Hafley's teams showed discipline but lacked explosive playmaking. These outcomes are not coincidences, they are symptoms of outdated team-building approaches. Quarterback dependency, the elephant in the room. No discussion of the Browns' coaching search is complete without addressing the quarterback position. Cleveland's investment in Deshaun Watson has fundamentally shaped every decision the franchise makes. Coaching candidates are not just being evaluated on leadership or scheme, but on their ability, or willingness, to maximize Watson's remaining prime. Here lies another shared concern with Saleh and Hafley: neither has a proven track record of developing elite NFL quarterbacks. Saleh oversaw a revolving door of quarterbacks in New York, never finding stability. Hafley's collegiate quarterbacks showed flashes but lacked consistency. For a Browns team desperate to justify its massive financial commitment at quarterback, this trend is alarming. Organizational trust and power dynamics. Another troubling overlap is the issue of internal power balance. Saleh reportedly struggled with roster control and front office alignment during his Jets tenure. Hafley, at Boston College, faced similar challenges navigating administrative expectations. The Browns, long known for front office dominance over coaching autonomy, risk repeating this cycle. If Cleveland hires another coach without clear authority and long-term support, the result may once again be short-lived success followed by abrupt change. Stability is not just about wins and losses, it's about trust between ownership, management, and coaching staff. Fan fatigue and market pressure. Cleveland's fanbase is among the most loyal in professional sports, but patience is wearing thin. Each coaching search brings hope, only to be followed by disappointment. The similarities between Saleh's and Hafley's paths, and the Browns' current trajectory, highlight a growing disconnect between fan expectations and organizational execution. The concern is not just who the Browns hire, but why they hire them. If Cleveland continues to prioritize safe, familiar profiles over innovative leadership, the franchise risks falling further behind in an increasingly competitive AFC. Lessons the Browns must learn. The hires of Robert Saleh and Jeff Hafley should serve as a cautionary tale rather than a roadmap. Defensive identity matters, but it cannot exist in isolation. Modern success requires adaptability, offensive vision, and organizational alignment. For the Browns, the lesson is clear. Avoid recycled narratives. Demand offensive innovation. Ensure coaching authority aligns with roster strategy. Commit to a long-term vision rather than short-term optics. Failing to do so could result in yet another restart, another wasted season, another lost opportunity. Final thoughts. A crossroads moment for Cleveland. Robert Saleh and Jeff Hafley are talented football minds, but their recent hires reflect a deeper issue that should concern the Cleveland Browns. The shared detail is not about scheme or personality, it's about philosophy. Until Cleveland fully embraces the realities of today's NFL and aligns its coaching search accordingly, the franchise may remain stuck in a familiar loop. The Browns are at a crossroads, and the decisions made now will shape the next decade. The question is no longer whether Cleveland can find a good coach, but whether it can find the right one.